We have a story that is unique in again how unfortunate it is. There's so many obstacles heaped upon these characters, and what struck me immediately upon reading the book was, or books I should say, was that if we simply turned this into a contemporary, in real location sort of tale, it would just be a film about child abuse. And so I knew that the film needed a heightening quality, and I really was excited to kind of harken back when we chatted about this yesterday to some of the great Hollywood stage pictures of the 30s and the 40s and even the 50s. And so I spoke with my production designer and with a lot of our team about pictures as varied as The Wizard of Oz and Night of the Hunter, and wanted to create this stage reality which would feel a little bit heightened. And so it meant that we couldn't just show up and shoot. We constantly had to make sure that all the dots were connecting, because we never left our soundstage. The whole movie was shot on stage, and which was very exciting and at times a bit of a burden too. So for the director, you really just have to keep the whole picture in your head and stay true to your idea, because about 2/3 of the way through any movie you get very tired and you can begin to second guess your choices. And in this case it was staying true to this sort of large fable that we were creating.
The question about the set and the costumes, the set was definitely a big help in sort of helping me get into character, because it wasn't like regular sets where it was just, one wall and then all the rest you could see was studio. Though actually most of the sets were 360 degrees, so when you stepped onto set you actually entered the world that these kids were in, and that was definitely a big help. With the costumes, I mean, that also definitely helped create the character, because it's not something I would usually wear, but at the same time it was quite restrictive, and the corset that I had to wear was quite tight. So with the more physically demanding scenes, like the hurricane sequence, that it made it a little bit tricky.
The costumes and the sets were probably, for me, what I found the most interesting, because the sets, first off, were just incredible. The way, unlike nothing I've ever seen before. And it really made it a lot of fun to come to work every day, because when you're coming into a different set, just to get to see what they had thought up this time, and it also was a lot of fun because you got to explore the sets that were so vast, and there was something different in every corner, and it just made it a lot of fun to be around. And the costumes were amazing. I mean, I don't really have anything to talk about my costume, but yeah, everyone else's costumes are so incredibly inventive and bizarre. It was just a lot of fun.